Hi everyone, it's me. I wanted to do a video about bridge job. The camera just did something weird because people have been asking what a bridge job is, and I wanted to explain what a bridge job is and how to get a bridge job and what it means and why some people they may be going for jobs and not getting a job and what that's about. So a bridge job was explained to me by my guides many years ago, and it's a job that supports your studies, supports your purpose, supports what you want to do. So you may not yet be ready to go out and do what it is you're dreaming of doing, or you're not even clear about what it is, but you know that you have an interest in certain kinds of studies. So the bridge job gives you the finances and the time in order to, and the space to do that kind of work so that you could study your psychic ability, study different things that you want to study, healing, modality, whatever it may be. So you're able to pay for it. You have the time and energy to do it. You're not tapped out and you're really excited to do it. Now, bridge jobs in and of themselves can be, there's a couple of things about it. So you want to pick a bridge job that really supports you. Many people, when they are going out and they're looking for a job and they know they need a job to pay the bills, they're not getting the job. And sometimes they don't get the job because they're afraid if they take that job, they're not going to pay attention to their soul, and they're not going to do the thing that their soul wants to do, what they want to do. So they're afraid, like, if they go for that job, they're not going to be able to study the psychic classes, the astrology, the healing classes, the crystal classes, whatever it is they want to study, not steal, study, because the job will suck them in and suck their soul dry. So they get into this place of like a push and pull. It's a very uncomfortable place where they're applying for jobs because they need the job, but they're not getting the job, and they don't understand why they're getting the job. But the reason is because you need to have a conversation with your soul that says, hey, I'm committed to these studies. I'm committed to exploring this. I need a job that's going to help me to support this and explore this. And then you can write out what it is that you want in that job. I want a job that I don't take home with me. You've got to commit to that too, though, yourself. I want a job that pays me such and such a price. They're really fun. They're very nice. They give me medical benefits. They're excited by what I'm studying. They support me. They support me emotionally. They don't put me down. They appreciate that I'm there. You write all that stuff. You get into it. You get into like it's almost like whether you're talking to your guides or not, you're conversing with your guides. This is what I want. This is what's going to support me. And then that job will show up, usually shows up. I'm not going to, if it's not, there's usually because there's something inside of you that doesn't want it. That job will usually show up and support you while you do your studies, and then you can study them. So that is what a bridge job is. Bridge jobs can be really, really beneficial to you. The most important thing, I think, for anyone, and Micah thinks so too as he comes into the room, the most important thing, I think, for anyone who's going for a bridge job is to have that conversation with your soul first. The conversation you want to have with yourself is, I'm committed to this. You may not know. So when this was all happening for me, I didn't have these words necessarily. I just kind of was guided and knew. So I had the bookkeeping that was supporting me. And I had a conversation with my soul that I would never do another job that depleted me or sucked me dry again. And I didn't like bookkeeping, but I worked for really good companies. And they really supported me, and they paid me a nice amount of money, and they were nice to me, and it was a good atmosphere. Like, they were really good people, and I could work from home, and I could make my own hours, and I could do everything I wanted to do. So it was the perfect bridge job. And it wasn't something that, as much as maybe when I was there, I didn't like it and it was exhausting, I was super excited to go home and focus on my acting or my studying with psychics or studying psychic stuff or getting together with other psychic people or, going to acting classes, whatever I was doing at the time that the bridge job was supporting me. So I had a conversation with my soul, and I said, I will never be in a job again that makes me miserable. And honestly, I was actually the lead in an off-Broadway play, and I left that job because it was starting to make me miserable. And people thought I was nuts. Like, why would you leave a job that you're a full-time actress in? And I was like, because I made this promise to myself that I would never do this again. And that put me on an interesting track, but it put me on this track, whatever. So that is what a bridge job is. So you first want to be honest with yourself. You want to say, okay, I'm committing. I promise I'm not going to ignore my soul. I'm not going to ignore what my soul wants. I promise to put nights aside to study this. May not be every single night, but 2 nights a week. And you have to commit to that in a way. And then you say, this is the bridge job that I want. And you go and you apply for those bridge jobs. And the other thing that happens too is when you're applying for those bridge jobs, this would happen with me. I'd meet with different clients for bookkeeping. I'd be like, I'm not working with that person. There's no way, because they do not match up with my bridge job client. So I would know to say no. I would make better decisions that way. I remember one story in particular. I went to meet with the guy and he smelled so bad. I was physically ill when I left. And I was so upset because I needed the client so bad. But I was like, I'm not going to do this to myself. I'm not putting myself in that position. And I went to my acting class and I was so upset. And I told my acting teacher, and she's like, you're a bookkeeper? I need a bookkeeper. And so I started working for her at my rate. So you just have to commit, that kind of commitment to yourself, so that you know. And it'll really, really, really support you and support your studies. And then you don't have to freak out about, how am I going to pay this bill, or how am I going to do this, or how am I going to do that? Instead, you've got that bridge job. It's not sucking your soul completely dry, because it's giving you the money to take the classes you want to take, to join the membership programs, to be part of the organizations you want to be part of, so you could learn and grow and get ready. And then it's an easier transition when you choose to leave. When you're like, you know what, I've studied, I got the business under I love this, I'm in this great program, I'm in this great membership program, this is great, I've learned now I feel ready to do this. And then you can start transitioning out, like, oh, I'm going to do a coaching business, or I'm going to be a reader, I'm going to do this. Okay, I'm going to start doing that now. I have the bridge jobs, pay my bills, I don't have to worry about money. You know, maybe not be paying you as much as you want, but it's giving you the money to do it. Now I'm going to start to, oh, look at this, I'm making extra money doing what I love to do. Wow, oh my goodness, this is amazing. Wow, this is like what happened to me. Like, all of a sudden I just went towards my passions. I just studied. Every time I like a career, I just studied what I loved. And then I had the job to pay the bills, but I still did what I love to do at night and on the weekends. And then before I knew it, a whole career showed up. And then I transitioned out. And that's a bridge job. Okay. Go get a bridge job if that's what you need, and get the one that supports your soul and does not deplete it. Does not mean that you may not be in a job that you're like, ugh, but you still know the difference. When I was bookkeeping, like I said, I had really amazing clients and they were so, so good to me. You know the difference. You know the difference, and it supports you. So go get that bridge job that supports you.